For more than 7 decades, the dollar symbolized power, stability, and trust. But every financial empire, no matter how strong, eventually faces its limit. And today, that limit has numbers, names, and real consequences. What I share here is based on meticulous work, contrasted with economic and geopolitical sources of recognized international prestige, such as the United States Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, Bloomberg, Reuters, the Bank for International Settlements, and the Case-Shiller Index.
The origin of the problem.
Since the health crisis of the year 2020, the Federal Reserve has printed more money than in the entire 20th century. According to the Fed itself, 2023, the M2 money supply grew more than 40% in just 2 years. That excess liquidity flooded markets, drove housing prices up, and fueled an unprecedented bubble. According to Bloomberg, over 60% of the dollars in circulation were created after 2019. On the surface, the economy grew. In reality, the country was indebting itself faster than its productivity could sustain.
Inflation and debt, the heart of the storm.
In the year 2022, inflation in the United States reached 9.1%, the highest level in 40 years, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. To contain it, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates from 0% to 5.25% in record time. This action slowed demand, raised the cost of credit, and caused a shock in the real estate market. 30-year mortgages went from 2.9% to over 7%, Mortgage Bankers Association, 2023. Millions of families were priced out of the market, and construction projects slowed down. According to the Case-Shiller Index, home prices fell by 7% in just 12 months. What once seemed the American dream is now turning into debt, evictions, and silence.
The global domino effect.
When the dollar weakens, the world trembles. Global debt, according to the Bank for International Settlements, exceeds $330 trillion. That debt is denominated in dollars, and its rise or fall affects every country on the planet. Emerging economies see the cost of international loans increase. Central banks, from China to Saudi Arabia, have begun reducing dollar reserves and increasing gold reserves, IMF, 2024. In the year 2024, for the first time in history, trade between BRICS countries exceeded 30% without using the US dollar, Reuters, 2024. This is not just economics, it is the end of a geopolitical era.
The American real estate market, epicenter of fragility.
The United States has more than $45 trillion in residential real estate value, Federal Reserve, 2024. This market is the pillar of internal consumption, trust, and credit. But every rate hike destroys part of that pillar. Large funds, such as Blackstone and Vanguard, have reduced their exposure to real estate, Bloomberg, 2024. Foreign direct investment fell 26% in 2024, U.S. Department of Commerce. Meanwhile, U.S. households spend 40% of their income on mortgage or rent payments. The system still functions, but under a tension it can no longer hide.
The transition nobody wants to admit.
The dollar will not fall overnight. Its dominance erodes slowly, like the shore under the sea. What was once a global monopoly now competes with the digital yuan, gold, stable cryptocurrencies, and local currencies of the BRICS countries. The United States remains a power, yes, but its public debt exceeds 130% of GDP and grows at a rate of $1 trillion every 100 days, Fed, 2024. No system can sustain that indefinitely. The real collapse is not financial, it is of trust. When people stop believing in a promise, that promise dies. And the dollar, born as a symbol of stability, now depends on the faith of a tired world. We may not witness its immediate end, but we are already living its slow decline. And with it, the beginning of a new order that will redefine what we understand as wealth, power, and freedom.
Gold challenges the dollar. Central banks accelerate the change of era.
As of October 13, 2025, JB Amonasser continues to rigorously analyze the shift of central banks toward gold and the growing global loss of confidence in fiat currencies. Fiat currencies are government-issued money, such as the dollar, the euro, or the peso, that is not backed by gold or any other physical asset. Their value derives solely from the trust that citizens and markets place in the issuing governments and in the stability of their economies. In other words, it is money by decree, sustained by faith in the system rather than by any tangible backing. In recent weeks, the movement we had anticipated has intensified. Central banks are no longer just diversifying their reserves, they are actively abandoning the euro and the dollar to strengthen their holdings in physical gold. This trend confirms what we have been analyzing: confidence in fiat money is eroding, and gold, far from being a temporary refuge, is consolidating as the new foundation of the international monetary system. Analysts such as Daniel Lacage warn that its price could reach $4,000 per ounce, a reflection of a structural, not cyclical, adjustment. Sources like Bloomberg, El Confidencial, and Ambito confirm that countries such as China, Turkey, Bulgaria, and Poland are leading these purchases, while Western debt loses appeal amid growing fiscal imbalances. Everything shared here is the result of meticulous research, contrasted in economic and geopolitical sources of recognized international prestige. Because truthful information is not improvised, it is sought, studied, and understood. I am Juan Blisa, and my commitment is to the truth that is proven, not the one that is repeated.